Hello and welcome to the Cook's Pantry. We are back at the amazing Cobram estate down here working with their sensational extra virgin olive oil. Now, the weather's a little bit dreary today and I thought this is going to call for some good old-fashioned comfort food. Now, the first time I ever had a bundt cake was Easter time about 3 years ago. We were down at the South Coast with my in-laws. Now, my wife's bapcha or grandmother, she produced a chocolate bundt cake to put in the table for the end of our Easter lunch. Now, I'm not 100% sure how she made it, but I'm gonna go toe to toe and I'm gonna see if I can produce the goods today using a few drops of the extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so it's a classic cake baking method. We're gonna go dry ingredients first. So we've got 3 cups of plain flour, a cup of raw cacao powder, a couple of teaspoons of baking powder. Now I'm just gonna combine them together, just mix them all through so it's nice and even, and then we'll make our wet mix. All right, so that's evenly distributed. Set that aside. For our wet mix, we're gonna get 5 eggs in there. So we'll crack these in. Again, very straightforward ingredients. Eggs, milk, sugar, extra virgin olive oil. This is my kind of cake recipe. We're gonna go in with a cup of milk and 1/3 of a cup of water. Now I'm just gonna bring these together and then I'll go in with the extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna be working with the light range today. So it's still got enough backbone, it's still got enough flavor, but it's not gonna overpower. It's not too rich, not too full bodied. All right, so that's roughly come together. Now we're going with the sugar. So we've got a couple of cups of caster sugar and vanilla. So a teaspoon of vanilla essence. All right, now it's time for the extra virgin olive oil. So the reason why we're using the light range of the Cobram extra virgin olive oil, we purely just wanted to complement the chocolate. Chocolate, olive oil, fantastic combination. The backbone and the pungency in the olive oil stands up really well against the bitterness of the chocolate, and they work incredibly well together. So I need one cup of extra virgin olive oil, so 250 mils, 375 ml bottle. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just gonna whisk this through, get it to incorporate all together. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but we've got some rain hammering down on the tin roof. But in all honesty, I wouldn't want it any other way. This is what it's all about. Cooking outside, rain on the tin roof, chocolate cake about to go in the oven, cup of tea. Oh, that's living. So we've got a really nice consistency there. And now we can go in with the dry ingredients. We'll sprinkle them over the top. And we'll just work that through until we get a nice, smooth batter. All we need now is a fire. I might get onto that next. Oh, always scrape up, get everything in there, work the bowl, spin it, make sure it's all combined. And that's a really nice looking consistency. All right, now, just a pinch of salt. Whenever you want to control the bitterness in something, salt is your man. That's really just going to control it and balance it right out. So olive oil and chocolate, they've both got that bitter element. So a little bit of salt goes a long way. All right, nice. Now, just to grease the bundt tin, little drizzle of oil. I love the bundt tin. It's very 1950s, 1960s, where this cake came from. Very centerpiece, showpiece, kind of throw it in the middle of the table. It's exactly what bapcha did. Rip it out, Easter lunch. All right, that's looking good. We'll get this batter in. That's gonna go into the oven at 180. Because it is a dense cake, you're looking at about 45 to 50 minutes in the oven. Okay, so our bundt cake has been cooked for about an hour, it took. It's a nice dense cake, so it's gonna take that little bit extra. We've had it cooling for around 20 minutes. It's always good to be a little bit more patient when you're cooling. If it's one thing I learned, if you take a cake straight out of the oven and then cut it and you see the steam puffing out of it, that's not a good thing. That's moisture, which is essentially gonna dry it out. So you need to be patient, hold tight, let it cool down properly, reabsorb all of its moisture, and you should have a really moist cake. Now we're gonna go over the top, a good old-fashioned dusting of icing sugar. That should get us through. Oh. So simple, but so effective. And it just gives it that little bit of extra sweetness to battle against the bitterness of the chocolate. Now, I've been slaving over this one. I reckon I'm just gonna cut myself a nice big slice. There's a nice dollop, bit of whipped cream over the top. A bit more. That's looking pretty tidy. I'm gonna give this a shot. Babsha, I know you like your olive oil and I know you like your chocolate cake. I think it's time you put them together because that is an absolute winner.